Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy. I'm going to do an energy reading for you, and I was just thinking as I was shuffling, someone commented recently that the frequency that I channel here, the collective energy that I channel on this main channel, is different to the one on channel memberships. And yesterday when I was recording, I was actually able to experience that properly. You see, I'm not always fully conscious of the tone I'm taking because I focus on the energy. And so I know which sort of container is calling me, which area, members or main channel. And it was just interesting to see that. And it made me think about, like great actors out there that channel specific characters and how into character they get. And even as I sort of started speaking here, I can tell the difference. It's so strange. And there are times actually, you see, on memberships, it feels like it's easier to tap into. And it's not that it's difficult here, but here it feels more vast. And so to tune in takes at times a little bit more effort. I'm not feeling that today. And sorry for this long introduction. I'm not feeling that today. And what I'm feeling today is more of a recognition of my ability to regulate, which has shifted. And I have picked that up. I've mentioned that in readings here on the channel, that it takes less for one to get in tune, as if that thick layer of sort of, messy murkiness, which is my energy, which is not my energy, that doubt, all of that is sort of gone. That cloud has sort of shifted and there's more light and sunshine in the field. I've also been finding lately that I'm carrying more of pyramid energy in my being than I used to. Pyramid energy used to be an activity for me that I would sort of tune into and engage with. Whereas lately, I feel like I'm walking with pyramid energy all the time, to the point where, when I engage with people, specifically when they ask me what I do, I find myself looking for the right words to explain sort of pyramid energy without giving too much detail. Okay, because it's so personal to me. It's so personal to me that I don't even want to, explain myself to people that can't absorb what it is that I do. And I don't want to, if I don't feel like getting into the technical explanation of what it means to read collective energy. But I feel a need to sort of put the picture in place of how large this is in my life. You know what I mean? So it's like somewhere between, I don't want you to ever think that there is anything more important, happening in my work time, in case you think your work is more important than mine in my life. But also without discounting my relevance in their world. Do you know what I mean? It's like my worlds are merging into one, yet there's this other world that still lacks so much awareness of how diverse, I suppose, people are. I have various committees that I volunteer on, and what I often say to them is that I'm a serial volunteer. And it's very funny, I laugh inside as I watch them navigate, sort of trying to decide what skills I bring to the table, because they seem to understand the value that I bring to the table, but they can't quite pin the skill. I call it strategy. And then I sometimes get comments about just how much energy I have. And it's unclear to me whether they're talking about my field, my energetic field and the sense, or if they're talking about my capacity to hold work and my output. It's unclear to me. I'm not sure. But lately I'm finding more and more that I've sort of lifted out of sort of immersing myself in those spaces energetically and just sitting sort of as an observer, so that I don't get so deeply sucked in that I'm constantly working through filtering all of the stuff that I absorb, especially when it comes to repetitive cycles of not accepting reality as it is and not learning from patterns that keep repeating. And so I spend a lot of time in my life, actually, like outside of pyramid energy, in this waiting game, which has really opened up my capacity for pyramid energy. And so like my life spheres, the spaces have sort of reversed their roles. What happens is that the faster moving energy feels like it's here on pyramid energy, and the outside energy is the one that feels like I won't miss anything while I'm gone. And so the result of all this is way more productivity, because for one, before it felt like it was the other way around, and two, time has slowed down for me, because pyramid energy is not very demanding as far as time goes. And as I increase the sort of length of time that I spend with it, the better it gets, the more I get out of it, the more connected I feel to it. Pyramid energy, besides holding such a special place in my heart, is so important to me and also to my children. And I say this because they're so aware of it. Although they see me enjoying myself, they've recognized the sacredness, I suppose, of the space that I create when I'm connecting to pyramid energy. And so they have this awareness of the cards, and they have this awareness of the logo, the black with the white triangle. And so even if they see this logo anywhere else, they're convinced that I own that thing, whatever that pyramid. It's just black background with a white triangle. But as soon as they see it, they're like, Mommy, pyramid energy, look. And I look forward to watching how this all plays out as they develop and as they get older. And God forbid I get invited to some, career evening thing where I'm asked to contribute to topics on careers and to have to explain what it is that I do. And when that happens, if it happens, because I feel like somewhere along the way it will, I really look forward to it, because to my children, this is their normal. They are almost 8 and 10. And so for them, they haven't formed any judgment in terms of my lifestyle, my choices, how I work, the fact that I enjoy what I do for work and that it's unconventional. So they don't know that it's unconventional. What they know is that their mother is always around for them most of the time, and that, she has meetings here and there, but that she's generally available and doesn't, have a boss. But I am going to be teaching them that pyramid energy is my boss. I can't believe I've yacked for 9 minutes. I'm going to squeeze a reading and then I'm going to do another reading. Let's see. Or this will be a long reading. I actually have no idea. That felt to me like 2 minutes. But I see the clock says I'm lying to myself. I don't know. I just feel, especially this morning, so grateful to have a voice. Literally this thing that comes out of me that makes sound. So grateful for the jobs that I lost that led me here. So grateful for this laptop that I invested in 2019, not understanding why I'd spend so much on a laptop, not knowing how much I'd rely on it. I think what I'm saying is it's so important to trust the path, to trust the path as it presents itself before you, and to trust your feeling. And even if you sometimes think you're just convincing yourself that this is happening for a reason, I suppose as a coping mechanism, that is not always the case. Even in the face of disaster, I've been faced with a personal crisis myself, and, something happened to someone I know, and it is so strange when something tragic happens to still know that it's happened for a reason. And I have watched that person evolve since their own tragedy, and I can already see where this may take them, and that they wouldn't actually be sort of privy to that trajectory in their lives if the tragedy had not happened. And so please continue to trust the process, because life can get really challenging and difficult, and the material reality, the physical world, the cruelty of the world at times can really be convincing about what is really happening. But I'm continuing to learn that it isn't actually about whether there is a God or what is the purpose of this God and getting to the bottom of those answers, but more how peaceful and how content and how guided can you move through this life? How much purpose can you extract for yourself, the clarity on your purpose through your life, so that you can enjoy the present moment? Because that's what life is. It's a series of present moments. It isn't really a goal. I sometimes ask myself, what would happen if I, die young? And I suppose I should probably share the logins of Pyramid Energy with, my sister or, my kids somewhere. I don't know. I really don't know. But at this point in my life, and I'm getting a little bit emotional here, I feel like I have lived so much. I have seen so much, and I have uncovered, discovered, unearthed so much more than I was convinced I would unearth when I left school, when I got married, when I had children, when I left my marriage, when I stopped being able to find work along the path that I was on. I never thought that I would find myself in this position. And what's interesting is nothing physical in my life has actually changed in the last, let's say, 3 to 4 years, but I am a completely different person. And so do not be convinced by the material reality. The things that I thought would bring me satisfaction, I have not yet attained, but I have that sense of satisfaction, and I have hope, and I have dreams that are still unfolding from my heart, and I have sort of like this conviction, not just conviction, the strength inside of me where I know that these things that I still want are going to happen. But actually even more, is it joy? I don't know what this word is that I'm trying to find. I think I just want to use satisfaction again with the fact that those things, yes, they will come, but the right now moment feels so good. Yeah, no, you know what? We're 14 minutes in. I'm going to start a completely fresh reading. I'm going to leave the link just below this video so that you can follow to it if you ended up on this video of Chatty Patty going on. Just a note, my personal readings are open. I'm not going to close them this time. I'm just going to let you know when you'll receive your reading by. So I'll leave those details in the description box below as well. I appreciate you all so much. I didn't expect to come on and just yakety yak, but I must say I've enjoyed it. Sometimes I think it's good to speak from the heart, and I often just come on, do a reading, thank you all, get off. But like I said, Pyramid Energy, all of you, even though I have not actually seen all of your faces, heard all of your voices, this connection is hard to describe, hard to put into words. But I feel like on the other end, as you listen to me, your experience, especially if you're still here listening to me, your experience is somewhat similar. I have videos where I've showed my face. I don't know whether my face still looks the same. My voice has certainly changed. One of these days I will come on video to do something, I don't know, a reading or whatever, just to connect. But thank you all so much for this opportunity to hold this space whenever I feel called here. Because this journey has truly been a life-changing experience for me. It really has. And for the record, I still find it incredibly insane that I get comments like, comments that confirm you're having the experience that I'm speaking about, because I have those experiences, and obviously I'm speaking about energy, but I get so particular at times that it still knocks me off my feet. Sending you all so much love.